The time is 5 o'clock on this Wednesday evening, August 30th, 2017. It is time now for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Wednesday evening, August 30th, 2017. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It is 5 o'clock. And on top streaming Peter Channel 5 o'clock news is Harvey crashes into Texas, Louisiana, bringing new waves that punish rain emergency conditions. A mother died, saving her toddler daughter as they were swept away in Harvey flood. In other latest developments on Harvey, 33 counties in Texas and federal disaster relief. Thousands more National Guard members have emerged into Texas. President Trump called Harvey a deadly, tragic situation. Harvey's rainfall exceeded to 4 feet in some areas. 18,000 people rescued from floodwaters in Texas, and Houston DA said looters will face harsher penalties. Yeah, news. President Trump pitches tax reform to bring back Main Street. Pentagon finally comes clean on Afghanistan troop levels. Ivanka Trump's latest thought is no surprise. Why would she stand up for workers now? Connecting the dots between Bob Coswell and the Browns cutting Joe Biden. The quiet racial basis for North Korea's Japan overfly. U.S. airstrikes block convoy transfer to ISIS fighters. Trump says talking is not the answer with North Korea after Pentagon's latest missile defense test. AFL-CIO chief said Trump torn between racists and Wall Streeters. 3 officers shot on Auburn Boulevard in Sacramento. White lawmaker warns black she may go missing if Confederate statues are threatened. Looking at some world news on the UBI Press. Iraqi government and the U.S.-led military coalition on Wednesday announced an agreement that allows Islamic State fighters safe passage across Syria. Hyundai Motor is dealing with financial problems, production suspension in China because of delayed payments and union talks that broke down in South Korea. A South Korean woman who spent nearly $500,000 on spiritual services from Jerusalem Shaman will not be recouping her money. Young North Koreans are spending the consumption of South Korean popular culture for mobile phones. President Trump meets with leaders of Congress at the White House next week at a deadline to raise the debt ceiling and fund the government. Arizona Republican Senator John McCain, who has been receiving treatment for brain cancer, returns to Washington next week where the U.S. Senate reconvenes. The lottery machine that printed the winning ticket for last week's record $758.8 million Powerball jackpot had been taken out of service. Second quarter U.S. gross domestic product was revised upwards, showing strong economic growth. Commerce provided data showed Wednesday. New Uber CEO hints at 2019 IPO as he takes over the troubled startup. Amazon needed to cut all foods price more to beat Walmart. Damage Harvey will last for a long time, says Warren Buffett, and U.S. economy grows at 3% rate for the first time in Trump's presidency. Looking at the Dow, the Dow is up 27.06 at 21,892.43. S&P 5 at 11 for 29 points at 24.57.59, and Nasdaq up 66.42 points at 6368.31. FIB said repeated radio signals coming from a distant galaxy detected by astronomers. New dinosaur discovery, something Mary's creator has been waiting for. Famous 600-year-old Nova pinpointed modern day in Torso Harvey shutters NASA's Johnson Space Center for Labor Day. FDA approves first gene-altering leukemia treatment costing $475,000. New fibers are older than ever. Uncertified professionals offering plastic surgery on social media, according to the study. Smartphone selfies may help diagnose pancreatic cancer. Peter Cello News Time. 5:03 on this Wednesday evening. It's time now for a sports report. Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Game time 7:07 p.m. in Toronto. Take a look at some scores around the Major Leagues. The Atlanta Braves leading the Philadelphia Phillies 9-1. Cleveland Indians edge at New York Yankees 2-1, and the Milwaukee Brewers over the St. Louis Cardinals 6-5. Cleveland Brown Chip Cameron Irvin to Chiefs for 5th rounder. NFL cancels Thursday's second Cowboys game at AT&T Stadium. Florida Oakland versus Michigan ran out wide receiver run back, bringing the total to 10. Suspended players and sad news in the world of college basketball. Former Villanova coach Rod Masper, who led the Villanova Wildcats to an upset win over heavily favored Georgetown in the 1985 Men's NCAA Championship, has died at the age of 82. Peter Cello News Time is 5:04 on this Wednesday evening. It's time now for a traveling transit report. Beep! Let's study off in between the Red Line splits of minor southbound delays due to a stable train. And Blue Line splits of minor eastbound delays at a single prop and on the commuter rail. For September 2nd to November 8th, it'll be no weekend neither line train service while positive train controls installed. And the ferries are out looking good. Alright, hours and byways of New England on this Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, 95 on the southbound side. Sold between Pawtucket and Providence. 95 northbound back to between Providence and Cranston. 195 westbound sold between Seacock and Providence. 195 westbound side sold in the Bedford stretch. 24 on the southbound side. They sold between 495 and 44 in random stretch. 120 to the southbound side. Sold between Route 2 and Luxon and all the end of the Braintree split. 120 in the northbound side. Sold between Braintree split all the way down to Route 24 in Canton. 3 in the southbound side. Sold between Braintree and Weymouth. Southern Expressway, southbound side. It's all between Mass Practice of the Boston and the Braintree split. Southern Expressway, northbound side, so between Braintree down to Quincy and Dorchester. 93 both back up to the downtown Boston stretch to Somerville. 93 northbound backed up all the way up to Methuen. 120 to the northbound side. It's slow between Burlington all the way up to Peabody and 120 southbound side. It's slow between Denver's and Peabody. Mass Pike westbound side. It's slow between Austin and Tolls all the way down around Framingham. Mass Pike eastbound side. It's slow between Austin Brent Tolls all the way at the Logan Airport, Boston. Mass Pike westbound side. So between Logan Airport down to South Boston. 495 on the southbound side. Slow between Route 9 and westbound down to Mass Pike westbound side. It's slow before 495 westbound. 495 on both ends. It's back to between Lowell down and Chelmsford. And Tewksbury and 495 northbound back to between 3 and Lowell up in the Lawrence. 9 Route 3 and the northbound side. So between Burlington and Billerica. Then back again between after 495 and Lowell. And 290 on westbound side. So between 190 and Route 9 and Western. 84 eastbound side. So the service stretch before Mass Pike. 91 on the northbound side. So between Springfield and Chickabiddy. 84 westbound side. It's so between Hartford and New Britain. 95 on the northbound side. So the West Haven stretch. 95 on the northbound side. It's slow between Greenwich and Bridgeport. 95 on the southbound side. So Greenwich stretch. Mary Parkway eastbound side. So between Sanford and Bridgeport. 84 eastbound side. So the Denbury stretch. And up north, Vermont Nurture, Maine, Vermont Nurture Highways up looking good, and Maine Highways up looking good. Peter Challenger's time is 5:07 on this Wednesday evening. It is time now for a weather report. Our latest on Harvey. It's still a tropical storm with 40-mile-an-hour winds, 93.8 to the north, 93.1 in the west, moving northeast at 8 miles an hour. And Harvey still producing tropical storm force winds near the Louisiana coast and flooding winds continue over extreme eastern Texas and west of Louisiana. The storm surge watches continue for the coast of Texas and Louisiana and Charleston warning and expect for Sabine past Texas to Grand Isle, Louisiana, and Casper, Lafayette, and flooding conditions in southeastern Texas and portions of southwest Louisiana. Please see warnings and number product station by local and national weather service forecast office for additional information in this life-threatening situation. For some information specific area, including possible and inland watches and warnings, please monitor product issued by local and national weather service forecast office at 4 p.m. The center of Tropical Storm Harvey is located near latitude 30.8 in the north, latitude 93.1 in the west, and Harvey is moving erratically near toward the northeast near 8 miles an hour in this portion is expected to continue tonight. A turn toward the northeast is expected Thursday and Thursday night. On the forecast track, the center of Tropical should be moving in fact southwestern and central Louisiana tonight, and then moving in fact northeastern Louisiana and northwestern Mississippi Thursday and Thursday night. Max sustained winds on near 40 miles an hour gust and weaken in forecast during the next 4 hours as Harvey moves far inland and the cyclone is expected to weaken a tropical depression tonight. Tropical enforcement is concerned also 140 miles, mainly over the water to the southeast of the center. Emanating station near Lukatan, Louisiana breeze wind gusts of 44 miles an hour and there's pressure. Based on surface observations, 98 millibars of 47 inches and rainfall. Harvey is expected to produce additional rain accumulation of 48 inches from southwest Louisiana and the adjacent border of eastern Texas and northeast within the western Tennessee and Kentucky. Friday, when I say amounts of 12 inches and threat by rains and has ended in the Houston, Galveston area, and however, catch of threat and life threatening and flooding will continue in the round Houston and Belmont and Port Arthur, eastward of the southwest Louisiana for the rest of the weekend. Expected heavy rains are spreading northeastward in Louisiana to the western Kentucky also lead to a flash flooding and increased river and small stream flooding. Do not attempt to travel in infected areas if you are in a safe place. Do not drive on flooded roadways. Please see what parts and warnings issued by a local and national weather service office for additional information in this life-threatening situation. Elsewhere, the outer bands of Harvey are expected to produce additional rainfall amounts of 3 to 6 inches over portions of the central and eastern Gulf states and 2 to 4 inches over the far and the northern and parts of the Tennessee Valley or our valley and several Midland states. For Saturday, there's rain to lead to flooding concerns across these areas. Storm surge, the combination of dangerous storm surge The tide will cause normally dry areas near the coastline to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. The water is expected to reach the fall heights above the ground of the peak. Surge occurs at the time of high tide. St. Louis past the Grand Isle 1 to 2 feet. Deepest water will occur along the immediate coast near the area of onshore winds and surge greatly. Flooding depends on the relative time of the surge in the tidal cycle and can vary greatly over the short distances from information particular area. Please see products issued by a local National Weather Service Forecast Office. The tropical storm conditions occur over portions of the water near and along the coast and the likely to persist by this evening and gusts of tropical storm force winds are possible over the portion of the Southern Louisiana fact this evening and swells driven by Harvey are still affecting the coast of Louisiana, but expected to be subsided late tonight and Thursday. These swells likely to cause light finish from current conditions, and please consult with your local weather office. A few tornadoes are possible effect this evening across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, western Alabama, and southeast Arkansas, as additional tornadoes are possible on Thursday afternoon and evening across northern portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and parts of Tennessee. And Tropical Storm Irma, its central location 16.4 to the north, 31.2 to the west, and master same winds at 6 miles an hour, movement west at 15 miles an hour. And latest on Irma, intensity 79 over the far eastern Atlantic, and there are no coast watch warnings effect at 5 p.m. and Center Time. The Tropical Storm Irma was located near latitude 16.4 to the north, longitude 31.2 to the west, and Irma is moving toward the west near 15 miles, and the tropical storm is expected to turn slightly toward the west-northwest at a slow rate of speed for the next couple of days. And maps the same with under 6 miles an hour with our gusts. Some stream windows forecast during the next 4 hours. Irma is expected to become a hurricane by Thursday or Friday. Tropical storm force winds extend outwards to 35 miles from the center, and it's been a percent depression, now 1,001 millibars at 20.56 inches. Okay, let's take a look at rain showers in central, down East Maine and western portions of New Brunswick. Some heavy band of rain showers off the western portion of Nova Scotia, and this is Harvey. This is Harvey. Looking at the radar, and it shows rain showers in east central Texas from Beaumont all the way up into east of Tyler, and raining heavily around Shreveport, around Natchitoches, and down around North Mossville in Louisiana, and stretching down that I-20 from Shreveport down south of Ruston and down for Jackson, Mississippi, and raining around Macomb, and line of rain showers east of Seattle and east of New Orleans and off Houma, and rain heavily, patchy rains around Baton Rouge, and rain showers from southwestern Alabama down around Mobile and around Pensacola, Florida. Okay. Let's take a look at the latest traffic concerns on around the Houston, Texas area after the floods of Harvey. Interstate 45 northbound side, it's sold between South Houston and Houston. It's closed. Interstate 10 is closed from Cheneville all the way down to Beaumont, Texas. And I-10 sold between Beaumont and Pinehurst on both ends. And I-10 westbound side sold between Energy Quarter and St. Ranch. And 610 is sold between Bel Air and Interstate 10. And I-45 it's closed to the Houston stretch. And San Francisco Tollway sold between Missouri City down to Fresno. And I-45 it's sold close before 249 in Houston. Okay, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Tonight, we're going to have some mostly clear skies about 52 degrees. Northeast watch 5 miles coming, common evening for Thursday, church showers and thunderstorms between 2 and 3 p.m. Then it's light church showers. Mostly sun's go at 80 degrees. West watch 5 to 10 miles on outside, 20 miles an hour. Church pitches 30%. Thursday, Podcast got about 40 degrees. Northwest about 7 miles an hour for Friday. Sunday in the most clear skies. It's going to be the feel of fall on Friday. High about 6 and about 42 degrees. And northwest winds about 5 to 9 outside, 20 miles an hour. So if you're going to the Deutsche Bank first round, make sure you bring a jacket with you because it is going to be the feel of fall on Friday. And then Saturday, sunny sky about 0 degrees. And Sunday night, shout like me after midnight. Most skies about 52 degrees. And chance ratio 70%. So if you're going to the second round of the Deutsche Bank, the Golf Tournament Adult Technology Championship, perfect. Sunday, shout like me before 11 a.m. Mostly cost about 75, about 70 to 56 degrees, and chance ratio 70%. So if you're going to the third round of the Golf Tournament at TPC Boston, rain gear you because it's going to be a little bit of rain, but it's going to clear up in the afternoon on Sunday. And then Monday, Labor Day, sunny skies, how about 80, about 60 degrees, be perfect for the final round of the Adult Technology Championship, 30 Bank in Norton. And Tuesday, sunny, podcast about 8 to about 64 degrees. And for Wednesday, chance showers, but the about 79 degrees. Chance is 40%, so it should be perfect weather for viewing the Dell Technologies Championship Golf Tournament in Norton at the TPC in Boston. And currently in Taunton, it's fair and 72, and in Norton, it's fair skies, and we have a temperature of 69 with humidity 62%. And that is going to be it for the period till 5 o'clock news on this August 30th, 2017 on a Wednesday evening on Future with you. Good evening and goodbye, thank you, and then I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a late hour report. I hope you all have a good evening.